So, good morning. This is Karen with Veronica's Dreams Coaching and Tarot. Today we'll look at current situation, um, present and future influences, what we don't see, challenge, what to watch for, advice, and outcome. Keep in mind this is a daily reading, so it's real current energies, and it may or may not resonate. It depends. I'm using the Barbieri Tarot today. And I do personal readings. Link to my website for those choices is below. So let's take a second. What do we need to know today? What do we need to know today? Okay. Let's get started. Oh, cut the cards, I heard. Cut the cards, Karen. Cut the cards. It's okay. Current situation. Two of Pentacles. Present influence. Four of Pentacles. Future influence. Four of Wands. What we don't see. High Priestess, challenge, Seven of Swords, what to look for, Eight of Cups, advice, Four of Cups, a lot of fours, outcome, Nine of Pentacles, okay. Bottom of the deck is Two of Cups. This probably feels a little bit relational to me. Maybe, I mean, it also could be just, as I see in this Two of Cups, she's looking for love within herself. So it definitely could be that as well. However, I don't see some overwhelming healing cards here, except for what to watch for and advice. Well, let's get into the reading a little bit. So current situation is Two of Pentacles. In this deck, it's a little bit about, it's kind of about guarding what you have, but at the same time, it is about balance in your life, balancing all the life areas, and doing that, but at the same time knowing what's important too. I think that this Two of Pentacles speaks to kind of like where you're at right now is you're in a position where you're trying to see what's really important, and you are looking at all life areas, but the actual situation is looking at things as a whole and what is really important to you right now. And I think that's where this card comes in. It's like really about what's important to you right now. Oh, this is so weird. So this is a two. We've got the Two of Cups and the Two of Wands. We've got Four of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Four of Cups. We've got nine and another nine at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, I gotta do more work with the numbers, because that's a big coincidence. And it's the same suits. It's like the swords are missing, which is fine. We don't want the swords there anyway. Well, we do have the Seven of Swords, but I mean, as far as the twos and the fours. So, anyway, that's really odd. So yeah, I mean, really about, and that makes sense, really about balancing and looking at your life. Okay, so let's get back. Just kind of looking at, hey, what do I need to focus on? What's important? I have all of these areas, whatever those areas are to you, first things that come to mind are love, work, family, home in general, not necessarily family, but home, cleaning home, taking care of the home, making the house payment, any of those things. Or even like yourself, like, exercise, being motivated, anything. Like, these are like taking all of these things and going, okay, I really need to focus somewhere. I'm scattered, and I need to bring that in and go, okay, what do I really need to focus on? What's really going to get me ahead as far as my own self? And that's how I'm going to go back to here. This is not relationship as much as it is about knowing your own self. Four of Pentacles, the what's influencing this is I feel like it's almost like you're holding on to something that you shouldn't be. Um, you're holding on to an idea that's keeping you from balancing this life out. Like it's hindering you to a certain degree. You're holding on to an idea, a thought, a process, a thing, a person, a job. I mean, I don't think it's like big like a job, and if it's a person, it's just someone on your mind. It's not. I don't feel like this is a huge relationship issue or work issue. It's more thought. And I know it's not Two of Swords, but I'm getting that overwhelming thing that this is not something you can touch, feel, or anything. This is like what you are thinking. You are holding onto a thought, a process, an idea of how things should be, what you should feel like. It's almost like that. Like you really are not. You're not opening up to what things really are. And we'll talk about that with the advice too. So, what will come out in the future? So you will be able to do more celebrating and feel good. I think what's going to be influencing, I think you come to a resolution as far as knowing where to focus, and that focus will bring the celebration. So I do believe that. I believe that this is all about kind of like narrowing in your ideas, narrowing in your thoughts. I feel like they're kind of scattered. That's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling really scattered right now. And I think that's what I'm talking. It's like, stop. and we sometimes we just pick and choose and we'll go, okay, I want to try to be more motivated. And that doesn't work. And then right away we go to the next thing instead of work at it. And I think we finally figure out how to work at it. There's something that we need to work at, and we're going to do it, and we're going to figure that out, and we're going to recognize it. And Four of Wands in this deck, yes, it's celebrating, but that's all you're going to be celebrating, is that you know what direction to kind of focus your life on. And it doesn't mean like you're going to take away from the other areas, but I think right now it's very scattered. And there's that thought that you're holding on to that you need to let go of in general to allow you to move forward in any or all of the areas. So that's what I'm really getting here. What you don't see is the High Priestess. I think that's a reminder to check in with your higher self, with your spirit guides, your angels, your whoever you pray to, meditate to, think about as far as your higher power, higher self. I think that this is hindering in the back. This is hanging out in the background that you don't see, and I think that you know that you also know what to do. It's there. To me, the High Priestess speaks a lot, and this another two speaks a lot about knowing. You have your answers. You know what they are. And I think that's why this comes in pretty quickly, because everything starts just making sense. Once you shake hands with, okay, yes, I do know that. Yes, that is true. Then you can start moving forward with kind of putting your thoughts into a better place and more current into your life right now. Like sometimes we hold on to things from the past. Okay, this worked in the past. This was the way it was in the past. This, and you see what worked in the past, absolutely, and that did work, right? But maybe because your situations are different, that same thing may not work for you. Your challenge is Seven of Swords. And I feel like that is really... I think this is more, I feel like she's kind of embraced, like, I should look at this Seven of Swords, and is this the right one? Yeah. I feel like this one's a lot different. I just want to be true to it to some degree. Forego the swords and go straight for the wisdom. Be open and be vulnerable. Dance with the supreme powers that connect earth and sky. Lose yourself in endless flow. Transform. Yeah, it's about losing yourself, right? The challenge. We were stuck. You're stuck on a thought. It's like allow yourself to. You're struggling with allowing yourself to just be in the moment, be in the time, be in the now, in the moment. And I think that that says a lot. And I see this Seven of Swords is a lot different than other ones. And you could tell by the picture, like I'm like, this isn't about like taking back what's yours or someone, you know, being a thief or anything. This is really just about letting letting yourself be, letting yourself go. And that's the challenge right now. You're not you're so focused on whatever that is that you're not letting yourself be. And what to watch for is the Eight of Cups. So I think that is to also, and I'm going to go ahead and look at this. Like, they're all different. There may be multiple, even infinite universes, but you only have so much time. A truly finite resource. If you spend it fretting about being late, you'll just make things worse. Let the past go and move on. So it is about moving on. I like the way they word it though. Like, right? It's about moving on, just like all of the Eight of Cups. But, and I think this is that thought. Let that thought go. This is what you need to watch for. Where can you go? What can you let go of? I think too, it's identifying it too. This is why this is and what to watch for. It's identifying this. What can you let go of? What is the thought that you need to let go of? Identify that, because once you identify it, you can have something to work on as far as, okay, this thought is hanging me up. This idea is hanging me up. I need to do this differently. This is, and this is hard. Like, if you've got all of these things going on, it's going to be hard to identify what that is. But there is one specific thing, and I think that's going to come from what you don't see. You're going to have that epiphany moment of, oh, okay, that's what it is. So your advice is Four of Cups, and this is a reminder to, we so often and we don't see ourselves. This is kind of like the poor little old me card. I do believe that, and even in this deck, even more so in this deck. But the advice is, okay, this is kind of rough, but stop it. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. If you don't stop feeling sorry for yourself, or making excuses, or not finding those things to grab onto, or not finding what it is, you're always going to stay in that stuck mode. You're always going to be in this Two of Pentacles. What do I do? How do I do it? Da da da. But so to me, you have to see what you have, and recognize that, because that's what you have to work with. You only have you. I mean, in the big sense, because yeah, you could have a job, but you can't control that job completely. Yeah, you can control the work you do. You can control the job you do. You can control showing up on time, doing all the right things, but that's you. You're only controlling you. So it's important to take stock in, this is what I have, and this is what's good, and this is, this is what I can use to work on moving forward. Also recognize that you are important, you are good, you're beautiful, all of those things, because there could be negative self-talk happening. And this is also a reminder to not give yourself negative self-talk. It's easier said than done. I listen to sometimes, everyone gives that advice, and I see it, and I watch other channels where I hear the advice, and I'm like, come on, that's just so easy to do. And sometimes they act like it is, and that's the only beef I have with some of the readers that, and not all of them, just like, oh, you need to stop that self-talk. Well, yeah, I know I need to stop it, but what do I need to do to stop it? And you know what, I will pull a tool on that, because even someone had said like they like the tool. So I'm going to. We'll pull it. You know, I'll do it right now. Can you give us a tool on dealing with negative self-talk or not seeing what we really are or what we have? Ha ha ha. Eight of Swords. You know, I think this is, as far as a tool goes to get rid of this negative self-talk, I think what it is, it's take action on what you're being stuck on. So you have to identify first what's really, and this is so hard, and I know that, identify what's really got you stuck. I also believe, and let's just take a look because they're all different. Magical weapons are gifts from the gods, and the gods never give anything away for free. Be human is to be vulnerable. Without vulnerability, humans become something other than human. Right? That's Eight of Swords, yeah. Well, see, we had this vulnerability card too, because Seven of Swords and Eight of Swords are both being vulnerable. So I think that's probably part of the tool. Okay, so what we do sometimes is we don't want to touch on the things that are hard or where we have to open up and maybe hurt or disappointed. And I think that that's what the tool is saying, is that you can't worry about that. Like, you may or may not be disappointed in something. But if you don't know, you don't know. You don't try, you don't know. And we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but I think that that is a good tool to say, okay, well, wait a minute. Here I am. I'm stuck in this motion because I'm afraid. I'm afraid of the outcome, whether I'm afraid of being disappointed, I'm afraid of being hurt, I'm afraid of not succeeding, of being a failure. I'm afraid. And that's partially the vulnerable part, right? So vulnerability can be all kinds of things. And a lot of times we put it in with love. Like, love, I'm going to be hurt and I have to be vulnerable to be able to love. Well, it's almost anything that is a little scary, or so, like, let's say there's a project at work and you're backing off of it because you're afraid you can't do it, because you don't want to fail. Well, if you allow yourself to be vulnerable to failure, it doesn't mean you accept failure. You're vulnerable to it. It could happen, and it's okay if it does. And what do we do when we fail? We learn from it and try over again. So, looking at that too. So what is the situation? So for fear is a different, vulnerable piece we have to look at versus love. Yeah, I like that. So it really is. It's about finding that and asking yourself, why am I afraid of getting hurt? Because I've been hurt in the past. Well, does that mean you're going to be hurt again? Yeah, it could be. And then what happens if you're hurt again? But what happens if you're not? What happens if you succeed? What happens if you don't fail? If you do fail, most likely you're just going to try again or do it differently or learn how you did it and maybe do it, This is really important, I think, in this reading, to get to that Four of Wands and totally understanding. And I think that that's what the High Priestess is saying, and maybe even that this reading may help, because the High Priestess is about, higher powers and stuff. So maybe this could help in moving forward and allowing yourself to feel, allowing yourself to, face those fears, face vulnerability, face being hurt, face whatever your situation happens to be. Okay, sorry, this is a little long-winded, but good reading today. I hope you liked it. Please hit the like button and take care. Have a beautiful day.